Threads you can't name are threads you can't kill. Every fire and forget background task is a time bomb. It outlives the request, the client, and your deploy signal. When your thread counter flickers, and you can't account for every task in flight, shutdown is a gamble. This video makes that gamble disappear. Picture one HTTP request hitting your server. It fans out to 3 detached calls: inventory, pricing, recommendations. Each one launched on its own thread and forgotten. Now the client disconnects. The request arrow gets an X, but those 3 threads keep running. Then a deploy signal arrives. Your server wants to restart, but it cannot name what's still alive, cannot estimate how long it will take, and cannot guarantee it will finish cleanly. That is the shutdown race, orphan tasks versus your deploy deadline. The clock spins, the threads keep moving, and the outcome anyone's guess. The result is non-deterministic shutdown, partial work, and sometimes corrupted state. Structured concurrency fixes by binding every task to a parent scope. Think of the scope as a lifetime boundary. The parent cannot exit until every child inside it either completes or is cancelled. No child escapes. No parent leaves early. When a client disconnects, a cancellation pulse travels down the tree from parent to child. Inventory, pricing, and recommendations all receive the signal, stop their work, and drain back into the parent. Only then does the scope close. That makes graceful shutdown deterministic. Close the top-level server scope and wait for every request scope and every child inside it to drain completely. The pattern appears across all major languages. Java 21 exposes this explicitly with structured task scope over virtual threads. Kotlin coroutines use coroutine scope, Python 3.11's Asyncio, task group embeds it directly in async await, and Swift uses async let. Go is the outlier. It relies on idiomatic context-to-context cancellation rather than a strict parent-child scope construct. The mechanism differs, but the principle is the same. Every task has an owner, and no task outlives its scope. But scopes are not magic. Overly nested scopes hide lifecycle complexity and make it hard to see what will actually cancel. A scope that is too big cancels too much useful work. A scope that is too small leaves orphans behind. And in Java, blocking I/O on a virtual thread can still pin the underlying carrier thread, stalling an entire subtree. You still need async first I/O, explicit ownership, and production observability in practice. The senior engineer shift is this: stop asking "did I clean up?" and start asking "is this task inside the right scope?" The real value is determinism, not syntax moving from opt-in cleanup to enforced lifetime boundaries.